Well, good evening, Dirtfish Friends. It's Saturday night here at the Service Park in Passau. The end of what has been, once again, a really fascinating day at the Central European Rally. I have to say, the weather conditions were a lot more conducive, David Evans, to, I was going to say to exciting rallying, but the weather conditions add to fast rallying, shall we say.
Yeah.
Listen, it has been a dramatic day out there. I think we have to start with the real drama that happened just really before they headed to service. Elfyn Evans, tell us what happened there, David.
Just obviously was battling for first place again, wasn't he? You know, after the issue that Calais had just dropped it on a fast right-hander, the car spun backwards and went into a bar.
Well, listen, we have done a full analysis video with Elfyn himself. If you want to see that, press the button up there. But just to give you a little flavour of what went on that corner, have a look at this. How come the front end's damaged when you've gone rear end in? Tell me about that process and what you did there.
Obviously, we've tried to rotate the car as much as we can to try and not go in head first, but it's clearly just pushed itself.
Yeah, that clearly it's easy to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, dearie me. Well, you could tell from that clip just how easy it was to make mistakes out here. Sadly for Elfyn Evans, that catastrophic mistake, to use George Donaldson's term, might well be the end of his championship challenge. But David, let's talk about our top three at the end of the day. You might have expected Calais Rovanperä to be leading, but he's not. It is Thierry Neuville that leads.
Calais done the sensible thing. He's wound it back. It would have been interesting if he hadn't had that mistake, that spin in the second stage this morning, and he'd still been 35, 36 seconds ahead. Would he have tried to maintain the gap? Actually, no, probably not. He would still have wound it back. He's got a championship in one hand. He wants it in two hands this time tomorrow. So, yeah, he's just done the sensible thing.
But you know what? Thierry Neuville has driven a really good day today. He's taken the opportunities that were presented to him, and he's not made any mistakes.
No, I think it's because he listened to us yesterday or Thursday, and we said, Thierry Neuville, this corner's got this is Thierry's rally. I think that's the inspiration for him. He's driven brilliantly. He's seen the opportunity and he took it. You know, it was a Calais mistake on the second one this morning, but Thierry was right there.
He really was. He really was. We talked to Thierry Neuville. This is what he told us.
Yeah, it was a great day. We couldn't expect a turnaround like that, but obviously Calais made a mistake. Elfyn followed with a mistake. So and we had a consistent run through the day, and that gave us the lead and even a bigger advantage this evening.
You obviously passed Elfyn at the side of the road. Did that then change? It was very early in the stage. Did that then change the way you approached that stage?
No, I just tried to finish my stage. Was on a good rhythm, and everything felt under control. But I knew that it could be a bit of a perturbation for Calais, getting that news just before starting a stage. So I tried to keep my rhythm and hope for a bigger gap at the end of the stage.
You know, for me, it's been a really impressive drive out there because it's been a rally that's needed absolute accuracy, and we know how twitchy and nervous your car is at times, but you've still been as committed as you can. It's been a good drive from you, given the car and the conditions.
Yeah, I mean, today I felt much better in the car after the setup change, so it wasn't that dramatic as you described. But
maybe I'm a bit dramatic.
It can be better for sure. We know we have some work left, but in tricky conditions, our car is mostly working well.
So Neuville leads at the end of the day here. Calais Rovanperä in second. He doesn't need to be any higher than second. He could actually afford, David, to give away a little bit more time. I can't see that happening.
We did the maths. We did the maths.
Don't go to that point
again. But we reckon he could finish about 8th.
And still win.
Even
if Elfyn comes back and wins the power stage and Calais takes nothing on the power stage.
Have a look at our previous live from earlier today on Dirtfish Live Centre for all of the maths from the mathematical genius that is Elliot Barnard.
It was very, very interesting indeed. But Calais Rovanperä, again showing some degree of maturity.
Yeah.
He passed Evans. Evans went off very early on in that stage.
He knew Elfyn was off.
And at that point, it was like, okay, for my championship challenge, I'm not going to take any more risks. Because if you have a look at this, the spin that he'd had on the previous stage, David, he was very close to losing it all with that spin.
That, absolutely, it does set you on edge.
Yeah.
It does when you see it like that. And we've said this all along, in those massively compromised conditions, anything can happen. You make one brake slightly fractionally too late and is gone. And that was what we'd said from this morning that Calais wouldn't be doing, because he built his margin and he was looking more comfortable, but he did make that mistake. But ultimately, he's got away with it. This time tomorrow, he could be world champion.
This is what he told us at the end of the day.
Without my mistake and let's say trying to stay on the pace, without mistakes, for sure we would have been in the fight still for the lead. But I think that's not important at the moment.
How frightening was that moment that you had in the second stage this morning? Because you were very close to hitting some trees.
Yeah, it was. It's always tricky. You need to make some quick choices where to go when trying to see where you have space to go. But yeah, I'm quite proud of the save what I did. For sure my mistake, but the save was good.
So there is a thought process. Is it almost instinctive, or are you making instantaneous choices in that circumstance?
Of course, you are straight away when you see that you are going too far, then you start to look where you are going. And I changed the direction on the last minute, and it was good. Otherwise, we would have been in the tree and probably stayed there.
Just completed the one-day women's rear wheel drive class at Dirtfish, and it was a blast.
New experiences, learning a lot. It's a lot of fun.
All the enthusiasm from all the women. I felt a lot more comfortable in the car and got a lot more out of the class. And I think everyone should do it.
Yeah, Robin Perra just showing a huge degree of maturity in the way that he's dealt with things out there today. Tomorrow could be a very, very big day indeed for that young man. David, what that all meant was at the end of the day, Oit Tanak, who's had a whole load of problems today, yesterday, he's come through, he's sitting in third place. If we're looking at results and podiums as being good rallies, it's looking like another good one for him.
It is. They all count, don't they? And this is what we said. On an event like this, keep the car in the middle of the road. People will fall off. They will have issues. It's exactly that that's happened. He's had a very difficult event, very testing event, but he's kept the car there.
And, you know, we discussed it a bit earlier on, didn't we? In the car, we talked a little bit about Tanak's consistency this year, and it's been enormously impressive.
Yeah, he has. He's always been there. And fundamentally, look back through Tanak's his recent career, he's been there. You know, there's not been big mistakes from him. So it's just been another one of those.
This is what he told us.
Yeah, afternoon was a bit more fun. So yeah, more like tarmac driving. So it was actually starting to be a bit enjoyable.
But you still had your struggles this afternoon, didn't you? You had an issue in the final stage. Difficult to deal with that issue by the sound of things.
Obviously, yeah, the most the stage with the most hairpins, very tight ones. So yeah, obviously, yeah, without this was a bit struggle and challenging. But yeah, I would say we managed in the end better than I expected before the stage.
Dirtfish Live Center.
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 It's time to say welcome to a new face, to the face of James Byrne.
Hello, David.
James, hello, James. How are you, mate?
Very well, mate.
James is our new staff writer. Joined the company
3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago, and is already on his first WRC round. James, you've been here with Skoda.
That's
Tell
right.
us a little bit about what you've been up to.
Yeah, so Skoda Motorsport been very, very nice and put us up for a few days all around Czech Republic, Austria, Germany, driven us to the stages. You know, got a proper dream rally fan experience. You know, all the different stages, lots of great viewing points, and they fed us, they watered us. Got some brilliant food today.
Tell us about the food. That's really important.
Yeah, Wiener Schnitzel.
Ooh.
Just as
Were
good
you
as
in
it sounds.
Austria? Were you in Austria?
I was
Were
in
you
Germany.
Oh, were you?
So.
Is that?
Or maybe I wasn't. Who actually knows?
This is a running theme of the
Yes.
whole event.
Yeah.
And what about the best spectating moment? Where's that been?
Well,
so far, 'cause there's a bit more coming tomorrow.
The best is slightly controversial because I think I've been Elfyn Evans' unlucky charm this weekend because twice I've been standing at a viewing point. Once on Thursday, he locked up, went straight on, overshot a junction, and then this afternoon when he had his big accident, it was right past the fan zone where I was. So those have been spectacular moments, but
He
probably Elfyn's not
actually
great.
went off essentially in front of you.
He'd just gone over a crest. The curve went right.
Yeah.
You could see him go straight on. About 5 seconds later, you could see smoke coming up. It was right there, and you could hear the crowd going, ooh, a bit like a pantomime.
Wow!
Amazing.
What a first WRC
But
round.
I am sorry, Elvin, if you're watching this.
Apologies, Alan. But tell us about that moment. Could you hear? Did it lock up? Was there a big screech? Was there a big bang?
You could only hear the crowd at that point.
Really?
Because he'd sort of gone out of earshot.
Yeah.
And you could then just
proper
see the smoke.
ooh!
A proper ooh! Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Exactly, just like that.
Wow.
And
okay.
then you saw the rush of people down to see what happened. So,
wow.
Yeah.
They're not all quite as dramatic as that every time. Well, we'll see tomorrow when you go spectating what else is going to happen. It's not just James that's had an exciting day out there. Sebastian Ogier has had a much better day. Still quite exciting, but he's moved up to 4th. Behind him is Takamoto Katsuta in a fascinating battle with Teemu Sunen, and we're going to keep our eye on that one tomorrow. But it's time to move on. James, it's great to have you with us. You'll be seeing a lot more of this, man. Welcome, and let's move on.
Well, do you know what? One of the great privileges of my job is meeting fans. Fantastic rally fans all around the world. And these two, Roland and Akos, have gone above and beyond. Roland, do you know what? I am so humbled. You know, when I started the Hello Dirtfish Rally fans, Hello Dirtfish Rally friends, I never thought for 1 second it would be made into a hoodie.
Yeah, but it was like any time when we tuned into a Dirtfish video and wow, good morning, Dirtfish Rally fans. It became like a slang for us. Wow, good morning. Well, so it has to be done in this weather.
Oh, it looks fantastic. Akos, were you the man that actually designed them as well?
Yeah. Basically, it's your design. The idea is my one. So that's yeah. It was a present for Roland.
Boys, what a lovely present it is. I am absolutely delighted to see them, and I'm honoured and touched that you boys have taken the time to make these t-shirts. As I said, folks, your rally fans around the world are the very best. So, from day 2 here at the Central European Rally, from the end of what has been a very, very exciting Saturday, we'd like to say goodbye. But you know, folks, where you have to go for all the news, for all the information from the Central European Rally. It is
Dirtfish.com.